You're watching Drakewing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming, and something to me on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you with another Let's Play episode of Violet Memoir, Oscar's Path. So yeah, before we jump right into it, just wanted to let y'all know that our Patreon is now for as little as $5. You can help support the channel and get some awesome rewards like permanent access to our community Discord server and full access to upcoming Not Safe for Work videos. Anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back in. Alarm saying you were up, and let's go. I meant it in a good way. Not that Selwyn wouldn't like you anyway. He gets along with everyone that gives him a chance. I bet even Grumpy would like him. We should invite him to hang out with a group of us then. Selwyn looks shocked, but Oscar looks very approving of the idea, though he does catch the nervousness that comes from the lion next to him. Of course, if you don't want to, we're not going to force you. We'll ask you next time we decide something, but you don't got to come. That okay? That idea seems to calm him down, and he just gives a small nod, though it does look like he is giving serious consideration to the idea. That reminds me of what the two of us are doing now. It reminds me of what the two of us are doing tomorrow. Should we bring him along with us to the football team? Nah, he's busy tomorrow. He meets with his therapist on Thursdays after practice. He told me he's leaving early tomorrow to get some fresh clothes so we can get there from the pool like usual. Oh, I see. That's fine, though. Maybe we can find something else. Maybe we can try taking the group to a club. Papa Bear looks like the dancing type. Not sure about Grumpy, though. Lee? The dancing type? Oh, yeah, he might be a bit of a stick in the mud, but I can tell he's got a wild side. Or had one. Maybe we'll go after we finish with the football team. Romero Hill will be done by then. Right? Oscar stops to look next to him for Selwyn, only to find the lion behind him sitting on the bed. He's cross-legged and typing away on his phone with a goofy smile on his face. He takes the time to flash Oscar a thumbs up. Ugh. The otter just gives a shrug before continuing to sit down next to me. The moment his butt touches the bed, his weight sinks in so far that I'm forced to slide down to rest against him. It was such a silly moment that everyone, including Selwyn, started laughing. Sounds like we did a good job cheering you up. Did you have a good night, man? Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thank you. Really. No need to thank me, dude. It's our job. We're always down to come over. Well, I shouldn't talk for Selwyn. He's got a lot of friends to hang out with. He showed me a picture of them. They seem really nice. They are. Baxter reminds me a lot of you, actually. He's a little brat. Super sweet and insanely cute, though if I was letting you in on a secret. He leans down to whisper into my ear in such a dramatic fashion that you'd think he was exchanging nuclear launch codes. Selwyn isn't even paying attention to us as he's occupied with whatever's on his phone. You're a lot more fun to be around. Baxter's so shy and quiet. I doubt I'm much better. Nah, man, you're always surprising me. I've never met someone like you before. I'm not able to give a response to that because what is there to even say? It's probably the sweetest thing. It looks like the sappiest is getting to Oscar too. As his short fur does little to hide the heat rising to his cheeks. I thought Selwyn was bad, but any blush is barely hidden as well. So, what do you do for fun around here? Normally don't get to the frat until it's late, so I'm not usually stuck at home unless it's time to drink with the boys. I don't have much, really. I usually just watch stuff on my laptop. I point to the laptop resting on the nightstand next to my bed. It's usually there alone, but this time, Helena's diary is resting next to it. Oscar pays no mind to that, though, as his eyes sparkle at the tiny computer. Any games? I haven't played anything since high school. The guys at the frat have some consoles, but I've never really been the type to sit down and play. I'm usually out at the club or at the pools. It's not a good enough laptop to run anything new. Wait, you're at the pool this late? Yeah, there's a 24-hour gym not too far from campus. Maybe his coach had a point. That sounds really unhealthy if he's spending that much time at the gym. No wonder he's so ripped. It sounds like he lives there. Don't give me that look, man. It's good. It's a good time. Feels great. You should come along with me sometime. I'm not sure the gym is for me. I've never done any exercise except for gym class. More reason to try. You never know. I have a good feeling I know exactly how it'll go, but if it'll appease Oscar, I'll just nod along. Who knows? Maybe it'll surprise me. He stands up, pulling me along with him by an arm around my waist that I didn't even realize had snuck in there. He pulls the sheets to my single-sized bed and gestures for me to get in. The implication obvious. One second, y'all. Coffee time. Well, now you gotta show me what you usually do. You can't just leave me hanging, man. Shouldn't me and Selwyn sleep together? It's probably gonna be a bit too tight to fit. Well, about that. He nods his head in the direction of the lion, who has all but spread-eagled himself over the bed as he stretches. His phone is still in his hand, but he's just laying his head back on the pillow, relaxing. There's no hesitation or to make himself at home. Of course, if you'd rather not, I'm sure he wouldn't mind coming over with you. From what I heard, he sleeps in the same bed as one of his friends. Not sure which one, though. He never tells me. Out of the corner of my eye, I am able to catch Selwyn sneaking me a thumbs up the moment Oscar turns back to me. He even gives me a massive grin that would give the otter a run for his money. He's a lot sneakier than I expected. There had been a nagging doubt at the back of my mind that any of the flirting that Oscar implied he did was just from the otter, and he didn't have the heart to go against him. But now I'm sure it was all a lion. No, it's okay. I don't mind, but are you sure we're going to fit? No sweat about it, man. I'll always make it fit. Oh, God. I give him a look, but he just continues to act totally innocent to the blatant innuendo. The moment I agree, he slides into the bed first so I can be on the outside. This way I won't have to climb over to get him to get to the toilet. But if you want to climb on me anyway, I'll make a great mattress. Trust me. It's not too long before I'm secure in my bed alongside Oscar. There's barely any space, but the other wastes no time pulling me against him until half my body is draped over him. My face feels like it's permanently red, but neither Oscar nor Selwyn makes a big deal about it. If anything, they find it amusing that I'm acting so shy about it. But Oscar keeps checking if I'm okay, and that does a lot to make me feel better. There are a couple of moments where I nearly slide out of the bed, so he's forced to wrap an arm around my chest to keep me secure. It's a silent, fluid motion that neither of us comments on. I usually sleep in the buff. I didn't think you'd appreciate that, so I kept my shorts on. Wait, are you wearing any underwear? They're too tight for me. Sometimes if I'm in the mood, I'll just toss my shirt off and go dive into the ocean or into one of the nearby pools. I hate the feeling of wet underwear. So you just don't wear any? He shrugs and gives a little waggle of his eyebrows before breaking into a snicker. He reaches over to the laptop and places it between our two chests. More on his than mine. We put on some funny videos, though we have to be quiet since I only have headphones for one person. Selwyn doesn't seem to mind. In fact, he gets a little curious and sneaks over to peek at our screen. It was not long before Oscar's just telling stories about all the different things he's experienced at college so far. Stories from classes to the clubs across town. He's got more stories than even my parents. Sometimes he'd incorporate Selwyn into them as well, much to the line's excitement and embarrassment. It's all in good fun, and he never goes into enough detail to make me uncomfortable. Soon the laptop is forgotten and back on the nightstand as we get lost in his stories. It's such a comfortable setting that I'm not even feeling awkward about my face on his chest anymore. Time seems to disappear by the hours, and soon it's nearly 11 p.m. Selwyn's in bed and quietly snoring while Oscar continues to talk about any topic that comes into either of our heads. It's a good thing that Selwyn's a very heavy sleeper. I feel awful about waking him up. Were you always into swimming? Hell yeah, I was. I've been on the swim team since middle school, and I've been in the pool all my life. Otters love the water, you know. I did some small-time competitions with the team in middle school, but once I got to high school, I started entering the real ones. I crushed my category. No other aquatics in my region can handle me. It got the attention of the Everwinter. They offered me a scholarship. It's not a full ride, but swimming scholarships are extremely rare, especially for non-foreigners. Sounds like you're one of the best. I wouldn't say that. I'm good, but I still got a ways to go. I'm not even that serious about competing. I just want to swim, and it's a good way to do that. Second meal, coffee time. I shift around so I can properly look up at Oscar's face, confusion covering my own. You're brought in as a star swimmer? You're not even that fazed about it? About entering? I mean, I care. It's just not the end of the world if I don't win, you know? His voice sounds quieter now, and I didn't notice it before, but he's staring down at his chest but not at me. His eyes are lingering on his fingers, which are fiddling with the teardrop necklace between them. He's been doing this a lot since we had the nightmare, or whatever that was at the library. I lay my head back down against his chest and move my hand to rest on top of his. I expect him to pull away or stiffen, but he makes no reaction other than a chuckle that makes my whole body vibrate. Still curious about it? You don't have to talk about it. It's not too bad. Just a long time ago. My little brother gave me this when I was in middle school. He passed away soon after. I'm sorry, I didn't mean... It's fine, Wallace. Don't sweat about it. It's a long time ago, and I don't like to dwell on it. Silence falls between us, but I don't want to break it. It doesn't sound like he's upset with me. If anything, he pulls me closer to him. It's a tight warmth that I wouldn't give up for anything right now. I haven't told anyone else about that, not even Selwyn. Why not? I told you, I don't want to dwell on it. No reason to bring up the past like that, right? It's only going to bring the mood down. No one wants that. But it's not healthy to just... Wallace, it's fine. I don't want to think about it, okay? I'd rather focus on keeping you all cheered up. Alright. Attaboy. He gives a quiet laugh, but it's more hollow than before. It's clear this topic isn't something he's interested in pursuing, at least at the current moment. It's strange sleeping in bed with someone else, especially so close to them. Whenever I had a sleepover, we'd always sleep head to toe. This time we're not just side by side, but cuddling together. I expected myself to feel more flustered, but Oscar has a way of making everything seem normal. It helps that he's constantly running his fingers through my head fur all the way to the end of each strand. Do you always sleep clothed? No, I'm usually just in my underwear. Why not just do that? I'm not gonna bite you, man. But I'm not gonna force you, but I won't do anything. I promise. There will be no inappropriate touching, as Papa Bear would say. Not until you want me to. Do you want me to? I'm good. I think sleeping in my underwear is already pushing it too far for me, but this shirt is pretty uncomfortable, so I'll take it all off, but nothing more. No problem with me. It takes some awkward shuffling under the blankets, and Oscar has to help me out with my shirt, but it only takes a minute or two before we're back in our previous position. Now that we're both nearly naked, it's a lot harder to treat this as just something platonic. Oscar's still keeping the atmosphere casual, and that's helping, but it can only do so much. Do you want me to put my shirt back on? You're looking real hot there, and I don't mean it in a sexy way. I'm fine. It's just a little strange. Sleep with another guy or with me? A little bit of both. You're kind of huge, but that's nice. I expected you to be hard as a rock, but you're pretty soft. Feel this. He tenses beneath me, and his muscle pop out to the point where my head nearly bounces off them. My body moves before my brain thinks better of it, and I squeeze his biceps. It barely budges in my grip. Having fun? So sorry, it was, no stress, man. Didn't work on these for nothing. You can keep feeding them up if you want. Feeding them up. Keep filling them up if you want. We should sleep. If you say so. With a final chortle, he releases the tension and relaxes a hand on my head. He isn't playing with my fur anymore, and it's just a comfortable, warm weight. His deep breaths cause his chest to rise, rocking me to sleep. It's getting progressively harder to keep my eyes open, especially once he begins humming. Unlike my usual mornings of being awoken by my phone blaring, this time my eyes gently flutter open. The familiar scent of Oscar floods my senses, and despite how averse I was to the smell of chlorine, I can barely smell it over him. Most otters I've known have really intense smells, usually ones I don't particularly like, but Oscar's is spicy like cinnamon, and it makes me want to dig my nose deeper into his chest, which I do without thinking. Like no. Coffee time. Alright, coffee done. Well, morning, sleepyhead. The playful tease in his voice is enough to bring me to full lucidity, and I yank my head away. My face and ears feel like they're on fire. The otter is just leaning back against one of his arms that's now tugged beneath his head. Without any phone to distract him, his full attention, that smug smile, and his half-lidded eyes are on me, and they are exuding a sultry tone. That, alongside the fact that the blanket is barely above his hips, is enough. If it wasn't for the slight peeking out of his pink board shorts, I would have assumed he was naked. Not that it helps with the fact that the entirety of his upper body is on display with no clothes or shame to cover them. My eyes can't figure out what to focus on, whether that's his massive chest, abdominals that would make an Adonis jealous, or his biceps that could crush my hand without effort. I've seen him shirtless before, but this is the first time I've seen it so close. I wouldn't even need to reach my hand out to it along every inch of his body. The only thing for certain is that I can't look at his face. If I saw the expression he's wearing right now, I think I would just disintegrate on the spot. Should I pose for you? What? Sorry, I didn't mean to stare. I'm messing with you, man. Not that I'd ever take away someone's chance to get an eyeful of this. You can touch it if you want. No, I couldn't. I really shouldn't. I look over for Selwyn in horror, hoping he didn't catch this exchange, but I'm left more confused by the empty bed. It's still a mess, but there's no line anywhere in the room. Did someone go take a shower? Nah, he left a little bit ago. He wanted to wait for you, but I told him I'd let you sleep in. You crashed out real hard last night. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!